Hello everyone. Body language is a form of communication in which physical behaviors are used to express or convey information rather than words. There are three types of body language, as known as type of nonverbal communication, which are gestures, touch, and facial expression. For now, I'm going to explain about gesture. In general, gestures are movements made with body parts for instance, our hands, arms, fingers, head, and legs. For gesture, we can move into two parts. The first is head gesture. Head gesture is when we nod our head, means that we agree something. While we shake our heads, means we disagree something. For instance, when someone invites me to hang out, I will nod my head to agree, yes, I want to hang out with you. Next, for the fingers gesture, is common. This fingers gesture is common we use in our daily routine. Usually, we want to tell somebody about the quantity of some objects, or we want to tell somebody about the time. For example, my friend asked me, how much pieces of bread does you eat? I will show 2 fingers to my friend to tell her that I ate 2 pieces of bread. Next, for another example, if my friend asks me what's the time of my psychology class will begin, I will show 3 of the fingers, which means the class will begin at 3 p.m. Next is our touch. Touch in body language is known as haptic communication. Haptic communication is a non-verbal communication that can be defined as communication in our social life. The haptic communication include holding hands, handshakes, kissing, shoulder pat, and even high five. Now we're going to move to facial expression, which is very common in our communication, which you can find it very easily. First is happiness. How can we find how does happiness looks like? Happiness is raising and lowering the mouth corners with cheeks arise and muscle around the eyes are tightened like this. This is happiness. And then what about sadness? Sadness is lowering our mouth corner and raising inner portion of brows like this. You can see my mouth is lowering, and then my brows also raising. Next is surprise. Surprise is we arching our eyebrows, eyelid pull up and sclera exploded, mouth open like this. This is surprise. So next is fear. Fear is our brows will be arched and pulled together, eyes wide open, and mouth slightly open. This is fear. And then disgust. For disgust, our eyebrows will be lower, upper lip will be raised, nose wrinkled, and cheeks raised like this. This is disgust. And then anger. Anger is our brows will be lower, eyes will be bulging, and our lips will press firmly. This is anger. Next, I'm going to tell you how we understand body language. Okay, now we move to the mouth. How can we understand our mouth body language? If you're biting our lips, means that we are worried, anxious, or stressed. If we're tightening our lips might be an indicator of distaste, disapproval, or distrust. If we're covering our mouth like this, is hide emotional reaction, might cover mouth in order to avoid displaying smiles or smirks. Next is gesture. Gesture is a clenched fist and indicated anger in some situation or solidarity in others. A thumbs up and thumbs down are often to use as gestures of approval and disapproval. The OK gesture made by touching the thumb and the index finger in a circle while the extending the other three fingers can be used to mean okay or alright. In some parts of Europe, however, the same signal is used to imply you are nothing. In some South American countries, the symbol is actually a vulgar gesture. About the V sign, this is the V sign. About the V sign is created by lifting the index and the middle finger and separate them to create a V shape, which means peace and victory in some country. But in the United Kingdom and Australia, the symbol takes on an offensive meaning when the back of the hand is facing forward. Last but not least is our arms. Crossed arm might indicate that a person feels defensive, self-protective, or closed off. Okay. Next is standing with hand placed on the hips. When you move your both arms behind, can be an indication that a person is ready and in control, or it can also possibly be a sign of aggressiveness. Next is folding hands behind the back, can be indicated that the person is feeling bored, anxious, or angry. In conclusion, I think that body language is very important to learn so that we can understand the social communication more, and furthermore we also can decrease the argument between mouth to mouth conversation. That's all from me today. Thank you.